Decades, UFOs have been considered a somewhat fringe topic, strange sightings, difficult to comprehend, and posing the question, are we alone? Well, the US Congress is about to shine a bright light on these mysteries. Tomorrow, the first public hearing will be held by the House Oversight Committee into what's called Unidentified Anomalous Phenomena, or UAP. That is, observations of events in the sky that can't be identified as aircraft or natural events. It's part of a bipartisan push by American politicians for more transparency on the issue, claiming defence officials are stonewalling their quest for answers. For more, I'm joined by investigative reporter and an expert in this field, Ross Coulthart. Ross, good evening to you. Thanks for joining the latest.
It's a pleasure, Michael.
Now, you looked extensively into these, even written a book on the topic. You've got a podcast as well. This hearing, just how significant is it? What sort of a major moment for the US Congress?
It's the first time in 55 years that there's been any kind of investigation or an attempt by the Congress to investigate the phenomenon of UAPs. And this time, there's somebody different. It's a guy I actually interviewed, a bloke called David Grush. He's a former very senior intelligence officer with the National Reconnaissance Office and America's National Geospatial Agency. He's a top spy. He actually used to be involved in writing the presidential daily briefing and delivering it to the White House. And what he's come forward with in his interview with me and his interview with Leslie Kane and Ralph Blumenthal for a magazine called The Debrief, he's revealed that he became aware during his investigations with the Pentagon of the existence, believe it or not, of a non-human intelligence. Aliens, for want of another word, engaging with this planet. And he went public with me about it in a very, very strong way. He claims that they've recovered craft, non-human technology. He also claims, believe it or not, that they've recovered bodies.
So will that hearing then have the power to properly investigate what he's putting forward as evidence? Will they be able to open up the secret files, so to speak?
Well, this is the other twist. Chuck Schumer, who's the Senate Majority Leader, he's probably the second or the third most powerful man in the Congress. He's actually come forward with an amendment to the defense appropriations, which is just absolutely gobsmacking. It requires the Pentagon, the intelligence community, and private aerospace companies that they suspect might be in possession of this technology to fess up about their possession of non-human technology or bodies. It's quite extraordinary.
What more do you think is likely to come out of these hearings?
Well, believe it or not, Michael, I think we are genuinely on the cusp of an admission by the United States that we are not alone. I know I've done documentaries for Spotlight on this, and people laughed at the time and said it's all ridiculous nonsense. But the simple fact is I've known for a while, because I'm talking to people like Mr. Grush and people in the legacy crash retrieval and reverse engineering programs. And whilst I can't literally kick the tires of the so-called alien spacecraft or see the bodies, people have told me that they have. And they've also told this to Mr. Grush. And now this top intelligence official is coming forward to give his evidence under oath. And the Congress is pledging, a bipartisan Congress, by the way. Both sides of politics are very hot on this. Unusually, it's the one thing that the Democrats and the Republicans agree on. They're going to get to the truth of what's being concealed inside the Pentagon, inside the intelligence community, and inside private aerospace. And they very strongly believe, even their draft legislation suggests, that there's been a cover-up.